My son said something, and I was supposed to close out my video this way, and I don't remember what he said. And I think this is it. What's going on, everybody? Cigar Show Tim here with this week's Tobacco Talk. And, well, as you can tell, I didn't set the studio up first. But that's how it goes. So this week, I'm really excited about the cigar because I've heard a lot about what I'm going to review. And I've heard a lot about it from a fellow cigar enthusiast, guy that's becoming a buddy of mine through a few different groups. And he sent me these because he really, really wanted me to try them. And I've heard a lot about the brand. Many of you have probably heard of the brand as well. This one comes from Micallef Cigars, and this week's stick of choice is, yeah, when it's lighting and there's glare, and it'll be fixed in the next segment. This week's cigar for Tobacco Talk is the Micallef Maduro. And that lighting looks terrible, so that's not going to work. I'll throw up. You know what? Just roll the intro. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in to Tobacco Talk this week. I'm Cigar Show Tim, and I am going to be pairing my cigar this week with some good old Elijah Craig small batch. This stuff is delicious, and it is not expensive. So if you have not tried it, well, go try it. So I am going to be checking out the Micallef Maduro, as I mentioned just a second ago, as soon as I find my ashtray, because found it. So let's get this bad boy cut and lit. Again, like I said, this was sent to me by JT Baker, a guy that's becoming a friend of mine that I've met through a couple different cigar groups, including the Cigar Show Tim Family Room on Facebook, and just a good guy, and wanted to make sure that I check these out because I had heard quite a bit about them. He enjoys them, and so, well, there's the backstory. So on the cold draw, there we go. Let's fix that right there. Bloop. On the cold draw, you get sort of like a raisin bran kind of a flavor note to it. And then I'll show everybody here. That way you can actually see the label and the band and how it looks right there. Yep, zoom in close. Yep, I play. Woo! All right. Anyways, let's get down to business. Cause I don't got no time to play around with this. I know, white boy Eminem reference. Just forgive me. So off initial light up, very strong, very bold, very spicy cigar. I'm gonna have to adjust my fan because it's blowing the smoke right in my face. There, let's see if, it's amazing how that helps. when your fan actually blows the smoke, away from you like it's supposed to. But bold, spicy, just dark, earthy, rich flavor notes is what I'm picking up off of it. And side note, American flag, I hope you all had a wonderful 4th of July with your families and enjoyed a couple good cigars as I cough. Yeah, just a bold, just rich, earthy soil is what I'm picking up from it. There's a little bit of minerality, a little bit of like a salty earth to it that's there as well. So we'll see how it goes. Last couple darker cigars that I've reviewed on my channel. First and second third went really well. And final third on a couple of them, well, you'll have to watch those reviews and check them out and click in the upper corner and see what my take on it was. But this has started off in a realm that I would say is definitely strong and spicy. And I'm curious to see how it pans out. So I'm going to smoke through the first third and come back to you with my thoughts on the Micallef Maduro. Be right back. Okay, so at the end of the first third, this Micallef has been a pleasant surprise for me. If you've watched me for any amount of time before I started this channel, when I was doing other reviews or here, you know that I am not the biggest fan of super dark Maduro, super ultra bold cigars. But it's interesting with this one, with the makeup of it and the construction, and it's got an Ecuadorian broadleaf wrapper. That was easy to say. Ecuadorian broadleaf wrapper on it, and the long fillers and the binder and long fillers are both Nicaraguan. And I am very partial to Nicaraguan tobacco and Nicaraguan cigars, which is probably why this is a little bit surprising to me, because there is a sweeter note that's coming through, but it's very well balanced. There's some woodiness, and that earthiness is still there, but there's some interesting notes that I can't quite put my finger on. But in my mind, they're very typical of other Nicaraguan cigars that I've had. There's just sort of a nice balance to it. Again, I can't put my finger quite on what that flavor note is that I'm picking up, but there's a dark sweetness to it. It's not like chocolate. It's not like cocoa. There's some sweeter coffee notes, I guess you could say, flavor notes that are going along with it. But I'm enjoying it. As you can tell, I'm most of the way through the first third and into the second third because I've been enjoying it that much. The burn has not been super right on and perfect. I haven't had to touch it up. I'm letting it go intentionally just because I want to see how it performs. The first ash fell off after probably about an inch and a half of burn time. I'm not a long ash person, but I like to at least see how it goes, and that's where this first ash fell off. So I'm in the second third. Those are my thoughts on it so far, and I'm going to jump into the second third with this Micallef Maduro and see how it changes, how it shapes up, what happens with it moving forward, and I will be back with you all at the end of the second third. Okay, so I am at the end of the second third with this Micallef Grande A Maduro, I guess is the full name for it when you look it up. So that is where I'm at with it. I'm actually going to go ahead and take off the band. The ash just fell off again and is doing quite well. Now the flavors have transitioned quite a bit. Before I'd said I'm not picking up much of any chocolate note. Now I'm getting very rich chocolatey notes in it with some earthiness. But on the back end, there's some mild woodsy notes, and it's not a strong oakiness. There isn't a char to it, but there is some like lighter wood, maybe cedar in there. So it's interesting. It's complex because there's like some earthiness and some chocolatiness mixed with some lighter wood. And it's very interesting to me because you look traditionally at a broadleaf, so it's the Ecuadorian broadleaf or Ecuadorian broadleaf Connecticut is the wrapper that's on it, and again the binder and filler are both Nicaraguan, and you don't expect to get this diverse of the lighter cedar woodsy notes, which I know I pick up in Nicaraguan cigars that I really enjoy. But when you mix that with the Ecuadorian broadleaf Connecticut wrapper that's on it, it makes for a really dynamic, interesting flavor combination that I'm really enjoying. So I'm going to jump in to the final third of the cigar and see how it performs, see what goes on from there, see if it transitions, and then I will come back to all of you with my final thoughts on this cigar from Micallef. Be right back. All right, so I am down to the nub on this Micallef Grande Bold A, which is the full name. I said in the last segment that it was the Grande A. It is actually the Grande Bold A. And it would have helped if I would have, actually read the wrapper where it says Grande Bold and then it's, the Grande Bold A. But uh, yeah, that's just how it goes with this one. But anyways, this is for everybody curious about, is Tim ever going to like a bold cigar? Am I ever going to enjoy a cigar that is bold, that transitions, that continues to get stronger? Because this is a full-bodied cigar. Make no mistake, this is a full-bodied cigar. It has not kicked me back. I have not felt a ton of nicotine or the, oh my goodness, this is full-bodied, I really should have eaten more. It's not that kind of a feeling from this full-bodied, but you can tell that it is a full-bodied experience based on the flavor and the way it transitions and how it does ramp up. This is not a cigar for the faint of heart. This is not a cigar for someone who goes in and goes, I've never had a cigar before, give me what you got and let me ease my way in. This is definitely not that cigar. But this is a cigar for an experienced palate that can recognize and appreciate the different transitions and complexities in it. The chocolate notes have ramped up even more. They are in the forefront with sort of like a very salty char kind of combination note. It would be, and people who do reviews get made fun of for going like, oh, it tastes like this or it tastes like that. It'd be like if you burnt a s'more and put just the burnt part of the marshmallow with the chocolate and ate the graham cracker. There's some breadiness to it. There's the charcoaly saltiness, and there's that chocolate note in there. And that's how the cigar is finishing off for me. It's not bad. I have enjoyed it. It's one of those cigars for me that I do have another one courtesy of JT Baker, so thank you for that one, brother. And I will enjoy this one again. Is it one that I would run to in terms of cigars for a Maduro? Probably not, but I definitely wouldn't shy away from it. I'm glad that I have a second one because I do get to try it again, and I'm curious to see if I get a different experience when I try it next time. So those are my thoughts on this Micallef Grande Bold A Maduro cigar. And again, thank you to JT Baker for sending this one to me. I greatly appreciate it. And my rating system is simple now. It's not numbers. It's not out of 100. It's not 1 to 5. It's not whatever. It is it nubworthy or is it not nubworthy? And for this cigar, my take is it's nubworthy. I enjoyed it. And again, it's not something I would run out to get time after time after time. Yet again, another song reference, time after something. Never mind. I don't sing, and I'll spare you from that. You learned that at the first segment with the whole Eminem thing. But anyways, I would definitely enjoy this one again, and I wouldn't shy away from it. So if you enjoy bold, full-flavored, full-bodied cigars, I would highly recommend you check out the Micallef Grande Bold A cigar because it is a good, full-bodied, full-flavored experience. So those are my thoughts on the cigar. I'm Cigar Show Tim. As always, I'll see ya. But in the words of Jeremiah, my 6-year-old, stay silly.